This was a past paper pop quiz 6. In the first question, a driving instructor gives a student a sudden order to stop the car in the shortest possible time. Figure 1.1 shows a speed time graph for the motion of the car from the moment order is given. So this is the point when the instructor gives the order to stop. But you can see when the instructor gave an order, the speed
हुआ था तो शुरू हो गई क्लास
the speed does not decrease instantly. Why the speed does not decrease instantly? Because the student will take time to react. The driver will take time to react. So when the instructor is giving, like if someone is saying, start writing, you will take time to react. Yes, you will. No, instantly you will not like it. So if I say start writing, you will take some time to react to that instruction. Yes. So that is the same thing happen when the driving instructor give an instruction to the student. No, but still you take time to react. So that's why as a driver will take time to react. That's why it was continuing to move with a constant speed for some time. The order to stop the car is given at a time t is equals to 0. State the speed of a car when t is equals to 0. So what is the speed when t is equals to 0? 10 boxes equals to 10, so each is representing 1. So this is 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18. So 18 meter per second is the speed at which the driver was instructed to stop the car, or the student was instructed to stop the car. Suggest why the car continued to travel at this speed for a 0.9 second. So what could be the reason for that? You can
reaction
you can use your mic, chat, or so the driver take time to react or reaction time. The next is calculate the deceleration from 0.9 to 4 seconds. It's a straight line graph. So if we need a deceleration, if we need an acceleration or a deceleration, it is a change in the velocity divided by time interval. So what is the velocity here? The velocity at this point is 80 meters per second. The velocity at 4 seconds is 0 meter per second. And what is the time interval? It started from 0.9 and ending at 4. So the time interval is 3.1. So it started from 0.9 and ending at 4. So we will let 0 minus 2. You can also use a gradient. You will get the same result. When it's a straight line graph, either you can take a gradient or you use a formula. So the deceleration, the final velocity is 0, initial velocity is 18, and the time interval is 3.1. So minus 18.
5.8.
So we got 5. It will be negative 5.8, but we don't have to write a negative sign. Why? Meter per second square. Because they already mentioned it's a deceleration. So when in the question they mention deceleration, you don't have to represent a negative sign. You just need the magnitude of that. So instead of writing negative 5.8, we will write only 5.8.
Can your marks get cut if you still write negative with the
Actually,
answer?
here it's already written deceleration. But if it was written, let's say the same question was there and it was written acceleration. Then you write minus 5.8 meters per second square, that will be right. So if it was written acceleration, you can say minus 5.8, which means a deceleration. But if it is written deceleration, then no need to put a negative sign. Okay?
Sir, my answer was 9.68.
What?
My answer was 9.68.
Oh, 9.68. It was 18 divided by 3.1. This is a past paper pop quiz 6. No, that's not. You did a mistake here. The change in the velocity, it is started, the final velocity was 0 and initial was 18, not 30.
Okay.
That's why you were getting it. Then calculate a distance traveled by the car from t is equals to 0. This is a past paper pop quiz 6.
Sir, which one have you done?
This is a beginning. I just started with this one. So
From 0 to 1.
from 0 to 4 seconds. So we have to take area under the graph.
Rectangle and triangle.
Good. Area of
Length
a
into breadth and half into length into breadth.
yes. So the length is 0.9 and the height is 18. And then this one will be half. The base is 3.1 because it started from 0.9 and ending at 4. And what about the height? The height is 18. What's the answer for this? When you sum the final answer?
Sir, 1 second.
1 second is the answer.
The answer is sir, 73.5 meters.
How much?
The total answer.
0.9 into 18.
44.1.
44.1. Yeah. So this plus this. So the final answer will be 44.1.
Sir, 1 second again, please. Can you
Acceleration change in velocity divided by time. 5.8.
Bring
5.8.
it again. Sir, bring it again. No, the numbers. Bring the numbers again, please.
This was 0. Yeah, it is right. 44.1.
Okay.
So the final answer here, when you sum them, you will get 44.1 meter.
Sir, what was the answer for A and AR?
Again, I'll come back. I'll share this recording. Just describe and explain the danger to the driver not wearing a seat belt during a sudden stop. What is the danger? So
Driver can crash into the windscreen.
Because of his inertial.
not marking seam answer. Your brain answer. This is the same answer in marking seam, that because of inertia,
Sir, I didn't know this one. That's why.
so don't need to copy. Try to write thing in your own word. What will happen? Driver will move because of its inertia. Because as a car without a seat belt, he will hit the windscreen.
How you know this writing skills?
For last 14 years, I'm teaching, so I know what even it's written in the marking scheme. No, I did not memorize, but because I repeat many times, so I know what is the answer in the marking scheme.
Sir, so you write all. Sir, को भी हम जाए. Now the
Yes.
आपने कहा था लाइन को यूज करें तो मैं अपने ओन वर्ड में लिख रहा था.
Yes, write in your own words.
ओन वर्ड में लिख रहा था. याद है पीछे ये आंसर था ये कुछ छोटा लिखो आगे ये होता है.
No, write. It's fine because of he will move because of inertia or momentum. It's fine.
Sir, what is the mark? Sir, what is the mark?
1 mark for relating inertia or momentum. 1 mark is for mentioning. 1 mark for mentioning momentum or inertia. And the second is like he will hit the windscreen, steering wheel, and cause injury.
What is crack? That's why I got full learning on this environment.
Okay, question 2. Huh? Yes. A student carries out an experiment to find a relation between a pressure and a volume for a fixed mass of a gas. What is the relation between a pressure and a volume of a gas? Pressure and a volume are inversely proportional. If you increase the pressure for a fixed mass of a gas, if you increase the pressure, the volume will decrease.
The product of pressure and volume is constant.
So use the data in the table to suggest a relation between a pressure and a volume and explain how you reach your conclusion. Look, how we know the relation between the quantities, either they are directly proportional. If the two quantities are directly proportional, the ratio should be constant. If the two quantities are inversely proportional, the product should be constant. So is the ratio constant here? Like when I divide one quantity with another,
No, sir.
but is the product constant?
Yes, sir.
So the product is constant, approximately same in all cases. So if the product is constant, what we can say? We can say pressure is inversely proportional to volume. And how we reach our conclusion? So how we reach our or the product of a pressure and volume is constant, you can say. So pressure of gas is inversely proportional to, or volume of a gas.
Pressure increase, the volume will decrease, the product of pressure and volume will be constant. Is correct?
Yeah. Volume of a gas is inversely proportional to.
Sir, can you include that this relationship follows the Boyle's law?
Yes, you can mention that.
Because it's around relationship.
I get 3 points for 2 marks.
Volume of a gas is inversely proportional to pressure because the product of pressure and volume is constant. Or you can also say increase in pressure, decrease of volume with the same proportion. What is the meaning of the product? The product means multiply. Because of the transition of electrons. State the property of a gas apart from the mass that remain constant during this experiment. Yes, when we apply the Boyle's law, the temperature should be constant as well. Because the temperature can affect the volume and the pressure both. The next, a lake is 5 meters deep. There's a lake. There's a lake which is 5 meters deep. Yeah. The density of a water is 1000 kilogram per meter cube. No, just for explanation. Calculate the pressure at the bottom of the lake due to this water. If they ask the total pressure, they ask for the total pressure, we'll add the pressure of the liquid plus the pressure of atmosphere, okay? But they did not ask us the total pressure and they did not provide us the atmospheric pressure. And they ask only the pressure due to this depth of a water. So pressure due to a liquid is equals to density, gravity, and depth. No, because the same question they can ask by giving you atmospheric pressure as well. And they will ask find the total pressure. If they ask find the total pressure will be a liquid pressure plus the atmospheric. Then add. But in this case, they mention here calculate the pressure at the bottom of the lake due to this depth of water. They did not say total pressure. And another hint will be there that they will provide you the atmospheric pressure. You're not supposed to memorize the value. So the density is 1000, the gravity is 9.8, and the depth is 5. What's the answer? Pressure? 49,000? 49. What? 49 point what?
50,000 Pascal.
50,000. Round, say rounded.
What is the exact value I want?
It is 49,000. 49000.
Okay. Go.
Sir, 1,000.
1,000 I deducted because you copied. That's why.
Yeah, sir. No, I didn't copy, sir. Look, it's proved there, sir.
Okay, you took 10. That's why.
That's why, okay. Sir, गलती है, sir.
Why you took 10?
So why, sir?
No, take it 9.8. Don't try to use the same old values. Take it 9.
Copied your YouTube video, that's why I didn't know this one.
सर मैंने दोनों
Okay.
सर मैंने दोनों से 10 से किया तो 50 किलो पास्कल.
A bubble of a gas escaped from a mud. Even this question I gave in the thermal physics test as well. If you remember. A bubble of a gas is released from the bottom of a bubble of a gas escaped from a mud at the bottom of a lake and rises to the surface. Pick one tick in each row of the table to indicate what happened to the volume. First, we know pressure and a volume are inversely proportional. As this bubble is rising, what will happen to pressure? What will happen to pressure?
It will be.
No. Is it rising? It will decrease because it's going, the depth is decreasing, so the pressure will decrease. If the pressure will decrease, what will happen to volume? Increase. So the volume of the bubble will increase. But what about the mass? Mass is the number of the particles. The number of the particles are not changing. As they already mentioned, that no gas or water enter or leave. So no particle enter or leave, it means the mass will not change. But what about the density? Density is mass over volume. If the volume is increasing, so the density should decrease. So the density will decrease.
Sir, can you repeat the last point?
Density is mass over volume. Because the mass is constant and the volume of the bubble as it rises, it is increasing. So if the volume increase, the density should decrease for a fixed mass.
So this one was correct. Everything was wrong, but this one was correct. No copy, sir. Wallah.
This is one of my copy.